Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. First of all, thank you guys so much for watching and liking the MRCP video. It already has more than 1,000 views. It means so much to me that you guys liked it and that you found it useful. I have received so many questions from you guys about how to prepare for the MRCP. I try my best to answer them individually, but I also thought it would be useful to make this video just in case others might have a similar question as well. So the first question, how long did you prepare for the part 1? I started seriously preparing for the part 1 at least 4 months before the exam. Before 4 months, I was just doing the odd questions here and there, but 4 months before the exam, I started seriously studying for it. I put in 1 to 2 hours every day during the week and maybe 3 to 4 hours over the weekends. The second question, following on from the first one, how long did you prepare for the part 2? I did the part 2 straight after part 1, so I definitely had a shorter time to prepare for it. I spent 2 months preparing for the part 2. Because I had a shorter amount of time to prepare for it, I put in more hours instead, at least 2 to 3 hours every day. Looking back, I personally found that part 2 was a lot easier than part 1, maybe because it is more clinical and more related to what we do every day as doctors. I did pass both exams the first time, but I scored better in part 1 than I did in part 2. So it is hard to say. Maybe I did better in part 1 because I spent more time studying for it. Anyway, moving on to the next question. This is a commonly asked question. When to sit for the part 1? In the UK, you can only sit for the part 1 after working as a doctor for at least 1 year after you have graduated. My answer to this question is simple. Sit for the exam when you are ready. When you are able to commit the time and effort to prepare for the exams. When I sat for my exam, I was doing a surgical rotation, which wasn't too stressful. I didn't have any on-call, so I was able to focus more on studying for the exams. So pick a time when you will be relatively free and have less commitments to do the exams. The next question. There are 2 questions here. How many questions are there in part 1 and did I have enough time to do them all? So part 1 consists of 2 papers, paper 1 and paper 2. There are 100 questions in paper 1 and 100 in paper 2. Both papers are 3 hours long. I did have more than enough time to complete the papers and to even double check my answers again. I didn't feel rushed or anything like that. I must say that I have an average reading speed and I didn't find time management too difficult. The next question, what other books did I use for the PACES exam? Although I will say that the pocketbook for PACES is the only book you will need for the exam, I did use 3 other books. They are the Clinical Medicine for the MRCP PACES, Volume 1 and Volume 2. Read both volumes. Volume 2 is great for communication and the ethical stations. And if you like list or want something to read a couple of days before the exam, just to consolidate your knowledge, the Cases for PACES is a really good book to read. These are all very popular and highly rated books for PACES, so you will not find any difficulty sourcing these books. Most hospital or university libraries will have them. The next question, I am an international medical graduate. Do I need to attend courses to prepare for the part 1? I know that there are so many courses out there for the part 1 and 2, but personally, I don't think the courses are of any benefit for the written exams. Unfortunately, the part 1 is all about gaining knowledge and memorizing facts. It is also partly about answering technique, but you will learn it eventually as you do the question banks. Answering technique can't really be taught, you just have to practice and do as many questions as you can. The next question. I failed the MRCP Part 1 twice. Do you have any tips on how to progress with the exam? I did get in touch with this doctor and we did discuss some changes in order to prepare for the exam. He eventually passed, so all is good. But I wanted to put this question here just to remind you guys that Although the MRCP is a good exam, it is definitely not a reflection of how good you are as a doctor. I know so many friends who are much better doctors than me, friends who have graduated medical school with merits and distinction and have still failed the MRCP. You just have to keep trying and don't give up. You will pass eventually. The next question. I have done the question banks. What do you think I should do a couple of days before the exam? First of all, well done for completing the question bank. Honestly, don't stress the last few days before the exam. Take it easy. Take some time off work if you can and use that time to relax and to consolidate your knowledge. I would suggest doing mock exams so you can actually time yourself. Most good question banks will be able to generate a mock exam for you. I did 4 to 5 mock exams prior to the exam. It will help you manage your time wisely on that day. You will also be able to see areas where you are weak at, so you can go back and revise on that topic. That is all for my video today. Thank you guys so much for submitting those questions. Hope you guys found this video useful. If you have any further questions, please let me know in the comments down below. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!